I wake up slowly, as if emerging from a thick fog. The first thing I notice is the dust in the air, a dry, musty scent that clings to my nostrils. The second thing is the weight in my limbs, a strange heaviness, like I've been lying still for too long. I blink against the dim light filtering through the window, my eyes adjusting to the unfamiliar room. The bed is too stiff, the sheets too cold. The wallpaper is a dull, faded beige peeling at the edges. Something about it makes my skin crawl, but I can't put my finger on why. This isn't my bedroom. A sharp pang of unease shoots through my chest, but I push it aside. Think, Judy. Last night. What was last night? I remember being with No, wait. I was with Edgar, my husband. And then, I don't know. My thoughts feel fractured, slippery, like trying to hold water in my hands. Sit up, pressing my palms into the mattress, and the world tilts for a moment. A dizzy spell. Maybe I drank too much? No, that doesn't seem right. I feel wrong, like something inside me has been misplaced. Panic rises in my throat, but I swallow it down. One thing at a time, I force myself onto unsteady legs, walking toward the window. The glass is streaked with dirt, blurring the view of the street outside. Something about it feels off. The trees are taller than I remember, the houses just a little too unfamiliar. But it's my city. I know it is. I recognize the street lamp on the corner, the small cafe across the road. And yet, something doesn't fit a creak behind me. I whirl around, heart leaping into my throat. Sam! His presence is both a relief and a shock. His hair is longer than I remember, a few strands of gray threading through the dark brown. His face. God, his face. He looks older, tired. Shadows under his eyes, lines carved into his forehead. But more than anything, it's the way he's looking at me. Like he's seen a ghost. Oh, God, he whispers. His voice is hoarse, broken. His hands tremble at his sides. You're awake. A nervous laugh escapes me before I can stop it. Of course I'm awake. What kind of question is that? But he doesn't laugh. His Adam's apple bobs as he swallows. He looks like he's about to be sick. Sam, what's wrong? My own voice wavers now. A deep, gnawing fear twists in my gut. You've been asleep, he murmurs, his eyes not leaving mine. For a long time, I shake my head. No, I stop. I don't remember last night, or the night before, or, hell, I don't even remember falling asleep. I glance around the room again. The dust, the faded wallpaper, a sense of abandonment like no one's lived here in years. What day is it? I ask, my pulse accelerating. He hesitates. I lunge for my purse on the nightstand, fingers fumbling inside, searching for my phone. When I pull it out, my breath catches in my throat. No service. I press the home button, but the screen stays black. Dead. Something is very wrong. My eyes dart back to Sam. He shifts uncomfortably under my stare, rubbing the back of his neck. I need to go home, I say, voice firmer now. Edgar must be worried sick. At the mention of my husband's name, something flashes across Sam's face. Pain, guilt, fear. Judy. He takes a deep breath, as if bracing himself. You can't go home. I laugh again, but there's no humor in it. Don't be ridiculous. Of course I can. Sam exhales slowly. He steps forward, lifting something from the nearby desk, a small, battered calendar. He flips it open, then turns it toward me. I look, and my blood turns to ice. 4 years. 4 whole years. The last date I remember is 4 years ago. I snatch the calendar from his hands, my breath coming in short gasps. This is a joke, a mistake. Some kind of sick prank. But the numbers stare back at me, undeniable. 4 years. No, I whisper. That's not possible. Sam rubs a hand down his face. I tried everything. I thought you were gone. His voice cracks. Jesus, Judy, I buried you. I stumble back. My legs hit the edge of the bed and I collapse onto it. My body is trembling, my hands shaking so badly I have to clutch them together to still them. "You're lying," I whisper. This is a mistake, but the way he looks at me, the way his voice breaks, it's not a lie. Something terrible has happened to me, and I have no idea what. I can't breathe. The walls of the room seem to close in around me, the air thick and suffocating. My body is frozen, my mind refusing to process what Sam just said. 4 years. It's impossible. It doesn't make sense. I feel like I was just with Edgar. I can still remember the scent of his cologne, the warmth of his arms around me. How can that be 4 years ago? I shake my head violently. No, that's not... My throat tightens. I feel my pulse hammering in my ears. You're lying. Sam doesn't flinch. He just watches me with that same haunted expression. Judy. I wouldn't lie about this. His voice is barely a whisper. I clutch the sheets. You expect me to believe that I just disappeared for 4 years? That I was asleep this whole time? Sam's jaw tightens. I don't expect you to believe anything. But it happened. I let out a sharp, hysterical laugh. Right, sure, and I suppose Edgar just, what, didn't notice I was missing? Didn't look for me? Something flickers across Sam's face. A hesitation. A shadow of something he doesn't want to say. A new kind of panic grips me. Where is Edgar? Sam doesn't answer right away. His fingers curl into fists at his sides. Judy! I shoot up from the bed, my legs unsteady but moving, fueled by sheer adrenaline. Where is he, Sam? What happened to him? He exhales, pressing his fingers against his temples. He looks like he's about to say something, but then stops. Tell me. My voice cracks. He hesitates for just a second too long. And I know. I push past him, running for the door. My body is weak, but fear fuels me, keeps me moving. I don't know where I am, but I don't care. I just need to get out. Judy, wait. I don't listen. My fingers fumble with the lock, yanking the door open. The hallway outside is dim, unfamiliar. I don't know this place. I don't know how I got here. I stumble down the hall, nearly tripping as my legs protest the sudden movement. My entire body feels foreign, sluggish, like I haven't used it in ages. Judy, please stop. Sam's voice is desperate now, but I don't stop. I find the front door and wrench it open. The outside air hits me like a slap. The world looks wrong. Familiar, but wrong. The trees are too tall, the buildings slightly different. There's a strange emptiness to the street, as if something is missing. I don't have time to process it. I spot a car parked along the curb and rush toward it. My heart is racing, my breaths sharp and uneven. I reach into my pocket for my phone. Dead. I spin around, wild and desperate. I need to call someone, a neighbor, a friend. Edgar. A newspaper stand catches my eye. I lurch toward it, my hands shaking as I grab a copy. The date. I stare at it, my vision blurring. It's real. 4 years have passed. My stomach lurches. The weight of it crushes me. Sam catches up to me, grabbing my arm. Judy, listen to me! I yank my arm away. No, you listen to me! Where is Edgar? Sam's face darkens. I don't know. I freeze. What? He looks away, guilt flickering across his face. He disappeared. A few weeks after you didn't wake up. The words hit me like a gut punch. I stagger back. Disappeared? Sam nods, his expression pained. No one knows what happened to him. There were rumors. People thought he ran away. Others thought he was taken. Taken? My voice is barely a whisper. Sam hesitates. Judy, Edgar was involved in something dangerous. My stomach twists. What are you talking about? Sam rubs a hand over his face. I didn't know at first. But after you didn't wake up, I started looking into him. I shake my head. No, this is insane. Edgar wasn't involved in anything dangerous. Sam lets out a bitter laugh. Are you sure? Because from what I found out, he was funding some kind of experiments, Something about life extension. About stopping aging. My breath catches. My hands go numb. No, it can't be. Sam watches my face carefully. Judy, did you know? I can't answer. My lips part, but no words come out, because deep down, something clicks. I remember little things. Late nights in Edgar's office, the locked cabinets, the phone calls he always took in another room, the way he looked at me sometimes, not like a husband looks at his wife, but like a scientist looking at a specimen. My knees buckle. Sam catches me before I hit the ground. I whisper, "What did he do to me?" Sam's silence is answer enough. Shudder, my mind racing. Edgar is gone. I lost 4 years of my life. And my body hasn't aged a single day. Something is terribly, terribly wrong. And I have a feeling it's only going to get worse. The world feels like it's spinning. My legs tremble under me, and if Sam weren't holding me up, I'd collapse. 4 years. Edgar is gone, and my body hasn't changed. I clutch my arms, my fingers pressing into my skin as if I need to feel something, anything, to prove that I'm real, that I'm here. But the truth is clawing its way into my mind, an unbearable, suffocating realization. Something happened to me. I push Sam away, forcing myself to stand on my own. Tell me everything you know. He hesitates. I grit my teeth. Don't you dare try to protect me, Sam. Tell me. His eyes darken. For a long moment, he just looks at me, as if weighing whether I can handle the truth. Then he exhales, rubbing a hand over his face. I don't know the full story, he admits. But I know that after you didn't wake up, Edgar became obsessed with finding out why. He didn't tell anyone what happened to you. Didn't call the police. Didn't even tell your family. He just... Sam swallows. He disappeared into his research. I shudder. I can see it now. Edgar locked in his office, papers scattered everywhere, red-rimmed eyes staring at a screen, searching for an answer. Searching for a way to undo whatever he did to me. What kind of research? I ask, dreading the answer. Sam hesitates, then pulls out his phone. After a few taps, he hands it to me. The screen shows an old news article. Billionaire. Scientist Edgar Phillips missing, last seen weeks after wife's death. I scan the words, my heartbeat hammering. The article describes how Edgar abruptly vanished, leaving behind a company in chaos, unfinished projects, and rumors swirling about illegal human experimentation. I force myself to keep reading. Unconfirmed reports suggest that Phillips was involved in cutting-edge research on life extension, testing unregulated procedures. I drop the phone. It clatters against the pavement. My stomach twists into knots. Sam crouches to pick up the phone, watching me carefully. You didn't know. I shake my head. My mind is screaming, no, 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 but a terrible, dark part of me is whispering, what if you did? Because there were signs. The times Edgar would look at me strangely, studying me like I was more than just his wife. The moments of absent-mindedness, as if his mind was somewhere else entirely. The way he never seemed worried about aging, about dying. The way he once told me, you don't have to be afraid of time, Judy. Not anymore. I thought it was just a poetic line, a meaningless reassurance. But now I wonder if it was a promise. I stagger back, shaking my head. No, he wouldn't have done this to me. Sam doesn't say anything. I press my hands to my temples, trying to think. If he was experimenting with life extension, then maybe something went wrong. Maybe that's why My throat closes up. I can't even say it. Sam nods, grimly. Maybe. Or maybe it worked exactly the way he intended. I look up at him sharply. His expression is serious. Judy, your body hasn't aged a day. That's not normal. I wrap my arms around myself. The thought is too enormous to comprehend. If Edgar did something to me, changed me, then what does that mean for me now? Before I can spiral further, Sam steps closer, lowering his voice. Listen, I know you want to find Edgar, but you have to be careful. I frown. Careful of what? He glances around as if someone might be watching. There were people looking for him after he disappeared, and if they find out you're alive, a chill runs down my spine. Who are they? Sam shakes his head. I don't know, but I know they're dangerous. I swallow hard. My hands are shaking, but I clench them into fists. I need to find him. Sam sighs. Judy, I need to know the truth. My voice is steady now, my fear turning into something else. Determination. Sam looks at me for a long moment, then nods. Then we start digging. And with that, the search begins. The search leads us to an abandoned laboratory on the outskirts of town. The building is barely standing, windows shattered, vines creeping up the cracked concrete walls. Sam and I stand at the entrance, the silence pressing against us like a weight. This was one of his research sites, Sam murmurs. My fingers tighten into fists. Then this is where we start. We push through the rusted doors. The inside is worse than the outside. Dust coats every surface, the air thick with the stench of decay and chemicals. Papers are strewn across the floor, some torn, some stained. But the most unsettling part? It looks like someone left in a hurry. Sam sifts through a pile of discarded files. I move deeper into the room, past overturned chairs and shattered glass. My eyes catch on a large filing cabinet, its doors slightly ajar. Something tells me to look inside. I pull at the heavy metal drawers, my breath catching as I scan the labels. Subject A, Subject B, Subject C, then near the bottom, Subject J.I. Yank it open. Inside, there are thick folders, stacks of handwritten notes, but it's the photo that stops my breath. It's me. The picture is old, slightly faded. I'm lying on a hospital bed, eyes closed, face peaceful. Asleep. Exactly the way I woke up. My fingers tremble as I flip through the documents. Medical records. Experimental reports, words that don't make sense at first until they start to click. Test subject showed no signs of cellular degradation, metabolic function suspended for indefinite duration, initial trial, successful. My vision blurs. My pulse pounds in my ears. Edgar didn't just put me to sleep, he froze me in time. I stumble back, the papers slipping from my grasp. Sam steps closer, reading over my shoulder. His breath hitches. Jesus Christ, he mutters. I shake my head, my throat too tight to speak. Edgar did this to me. He stopped me. Why? Was I sick? Dying? Or did he just test his work on me? I want to believe he was trying to save me, that there was a reason, that he didn't just experiment on his own wife. But the words in these files, initial trial successful, tell me otherwise. I was never the only one. Sam digs deeper into the files, pulling out another report. There's something else, he says, his voice uneasy. I force myself to look. It's another patient, another subject. But this time, it's not me. It's Edgar. I snatch the paper from Sam's hands, scanning the words. Subject E, full disappearance. No remains. Theory, self-induced metabolic suspension. Possible attempt to halt biological aging. I let out a shaky breath. He did it to himself. Sam shakes his head in disbelief. He experimented on himself? I nod slowly. And now, he's gone. Sam frowns. But if he's like you, then... A sound. A small beep from deeper in the lab. We both freeze. Then I hear it again. A steady, rhythmic sound. A heartbeat monitor. I don't think. I just run toward the noise, weaving through the debris. Sam curses and follows. The sound leads us to a locked metal door. A keypad blinks red beside it. Sam glances at me. We're not getting in without a code, but I already know what to do. My hands move on instinct, punching in a sequence my brain pulls from somewhere deep, some buried memory. The keypad flashes green. The door unlocks. I push it open. And there, in the center of the dimly lit room, is a single hospital bed. Machines hum softly, monitors tracking vitals. And lying there, eyes closed, chest rising and falling in a slow, measured rhythm. Edgar. He's alive. Or at least he's still here. Suspended. Frozen. Just like I was. Sam exhales sharply. Holy shit. I step forward, my knees weak, my mind spinning. This whole time, he was right here. Did he do this to himself? Was he trying to escape aging? Or did someone else put him here? I press a hand to the glass surrounding the bed. His face is the same. Unchanged. A soft buzz suddenly fills the room. Sam stiffens. What the hell is that? I whip around. The monitors flicker. The machines shift, and then Edgar's eyes snap open. I scream. He gasps for air, his body convulsing. The machines beep wildly. His fingers twitch. His lips part. And then a sound fills the room. A phone ringing. Sam and I both freeze. Slowly, I reach for my pocket. My phone, dead all this time, is ringing. On the screen is an unknown number. My blood runs cold. I answer, my voice barely a whisper. Hello? A silence. Then, a single word. Judy. My breath catches. It's Edgar's voice. The call ends. And Edgar, still strapped to the bed, turns his head toward me. He smiles, and in a barely alive voice he says, "Forgive me."